Hey there, crafty friends. It's me, Nicole, and I'm back with another dollhouse adventure. This time I have another woodland cabin for you, although it's more like a woodland mansion. So I figure we'll light it up and take a tour. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so I don't know if you can tell from this video, but the scale of this thing, it is enormous. Here we are in my kitchen and it is massive. But I'm in love with it. So let's start from the top floor. On the outside of the house, I used bark paper. I think for this house, I really wanted different textures. I didn't want just log cabin. So as you can see, I used bark, cabin, and stone. The cabin paper is Reminisce Log Cabin, and the stone paper I just bought a file for on Etsy and printed it out. And the bark paper is, I don't actually know where that came from because it was in my stash and I've had it for a really long time. But I do think that Hobby Lobby does have a similar bark paper. Oh, Paper Studio, that's what it is. So yeah, I really wanted, I wanted you to think that these little hedgehogs built their dream mansion in the forest with all sorts of different materials, but still have clean lines and have it all come together nicely. And I really think that it did. I used garland that I picked up at the craft store on the spindles just to give it that woodland feel. I think we should start from the top floor. So the carpet up here is Asuka Studios. The paper is Conservatory from Walmart. I wanted to do, I just really loved this hexagon with the pink grout. I thought it tied together really well with all of the pink that's in this house. The client wanted girly woodland, and that's what I wanted to deliver. So I decided to go with this adorable pink grouted tile paper from the Conservatory collection. Back here I have a linen closet with a little towel in it that I made from a washcloth from the Dollar Tree. The cabinet itself is from Hobby Lobby. This is a Calico Critter bathtub. This is a mop top. Let me get my finger out so its focus is better. The laundry machines are from Temu, so is a little basket. And the mat is a kitchen mat from Dollar Tree. The toilet is from Temu. The cabinet's from Hobby Lobby. I just topped it with some marble contact paper. And all of the art, all of the art came from, and the wallpaper. So this wallpaper, this one, this, it all came from the Simple Stories Trail Mix collection. The wood paneled paper in the back, that is Asuka Studios. So yeah, that's the top floor. We've got a laundry room, a cute bathroom, and maybe a little bonus room. You could do something over there. All right, the parents' bedroom, and the baby is in the parents' bedroom, but you could also put the baby up here. We have, again, Simple Stories Trail Mix collection. The ceiling is Asuka Studios. The moose in the back was an old Christmas ornament. The bed I made out of wood blocks, beads, and fabric from the Dollar Tree. This is a Sherpa fabric, and this is like an adorable fur fabric. Both of these were swatches that came from the Dollar Tree. That cabinet, or oh my gosh, that dresser also came from the Dollar Tree, but I painted it to upcycle it. The little vanity was just something I thrifted, and all of the makeup, perfume, all of that came from Temu. What I did with that is I glued that down because those pieces would get lost, but mostly everything else can be picked up and played with. I had this crib in my stash, but it did originally come from Amazon. And the little rocker, the rocking horse, came from Temu. Let's put Daddy back there. One of the reasons I chose Simple Stories trail mix for this house is because I designed everything around the dolls. The hedgehog dolls are the most precious dolls I think that Calico Critters makes. And I had to buy the baby separate because he didn't come with the family, but I felt like this house really needed a baby room because how cute is this little baby? But their outfits are yellow and pink. Where's the little sister? So I scoured the internet for girly paper that coordinated well with the dolls, just to give it like a really clean aesthetic. And I'm really lucky to have found it because how precious is this paper? So back to the parents' room. The carpet is Asuka Studios. The outside wooden decks, this one and this one, the furniture came from Amazon. I just added beads to the bottom because I didn't understand why the couch kind of just sat on the floor. And the wood paper for the deck is from the Woodland Collection from Park Lane. It's a Joann's paper line. I thought that it looked really good with the house. I decided to leave the spindles natural wood and not paint them because how precious are they? They just work perfectly. I did sand them down though to get rid of the KidCraft logo up here. Actually, I say but my husband did all of that. When it comes to the hard stuff, he does that. I just decorate. But yeah, he sanded it down to clean it up a little bit. We also fixed a broken spindle over here, just made it a little bit more sturdy. And it's perfect. The tree came from, I think, Michael's. Let's come down here. I wanted a matching boys and girls room, but I wanted them to distinctly be a boys room and a girls room for the two dolls, but I also wanted them to coordinate. That's why I kept the beds the same with neutral bedding. I used that same Sherpa fabric that I found at the Dollar Tree, and I cut up a sweater that I bought on Shein for like $3 because it looked perfect to make bedding out of. So I always say if you're doing this hobby, try to think outside the box, and if you could use old clothes or you could just get something cheap to cut up and make fabric out of. So the boys' bedroom, both the dresser, the desk came from Dollar Tree. I just stained the dresser and I painted the desk to coordinate with the wallpaper. The color of the paint that I used here and here is Desert Succulent by Americana. I'm sorry. Desert Cactus. Succulent is a different color green that I was originally going to go with, but it was a little minty and I didn't like it. So I ended up landing on Desert Cactus from Americana. It's the perfect woodland green where it still feels girly. It's not too olivey, and it just coordinated perfect with all the green that's in the paper. Over in the girls' room, that little mini dollhouse came from Temu, and how cute is it? It's like totally functioning. The lid comes up, the house opens up. Sorry that it's going out of focus. There's 2 floors in there. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I love to put a dollhouse in a dollhouse. The wooden bee back here is beautiful, and it came from Temu. It's a coaster. That ladder I had from an old thrifted dollhouse, and I thought that it just looked perfect to kind of give the illusion that there is steps in this house, which it doesn't have, but it's super cute. Again, that mat is a kitchen mat that grounds the bed and kind of ties the whole room together. The frame, I bought a pack of Christmas ornaments that are frames, and I papered it with the same paper as the ceiling and the upper floor. One of my pieces of advice for when you're doing houses like this is really to keep it simple, and in order to have everything coordinate, I would try to stick to only 3 or 4 patterns or pieces from one collection so that it doesn't look too busy or messy, and it just all ties together. This wooden hook came from the Dollar Tree, and this macrame was actually part of a Christmas ornament set. It came with 4 macrame Christmas ornaments, and they just make perfect wall hangings. Let's come down. Oh, the bed. The bed. I absolutely adore this bed. Let's take a closer look at it. The back of the bed, I used a wooden tree round. The bottom of the bed, this part, is just wood pieces from the Make It section of Michael's. The mattress, let me move this so you can come back into focus. The mattress is a sponge. I used white fabric for the sheet, and it's definitely feels like a bed. One of the things that I try to do in my dollhouses is give it a real cozy feel. You want it to feel like it's a real bed, and pushing down on it, it's just feels so comfortable. Like your dolls would definitely want to sleep there, not on like a rock hard surface. So keep it cozy. That's what I always say. The legs are beads. I used E6000 to make sure that the beads don't go anywhere. I feel like if you use hot glue, they will snap off. That was one of my rookie mistakes. So use a stronger glue so that they don't break. Let's come down to the living room. That back cabinet I got on Temu. I really like it, the bookshelf. I think it's the perfect size for like a big statement bookshelf for the calico critters. I feel like it's a little too small for 112 to be like a statement bookshelf, and definitely too small for Barbies, but I think it's perfect for this size. Those couches, I thrifted and reupholstered them with pink fabric to really just tie all the pink together in this house. Originally, the couch part, the sofa cushion was red, and obviously red has no place in this house. The coffee table, I used a tree round and a napkin ring. And I used the tree round because I really wanted to, again, just tie all these woodland elements together. This is, after all, a woodland house. So the stool, for example, over here is a log that's been cut down. These were actually place card holders that I had from my wedding a really long time ago that I saved because I knew I would use them for something else. Back to the living room, though. So the paper on the floor, this is called Cedar House from American Crafts, and I purchased that at scrapbook.com. This chevron wood, which I'm obsessed with this floor. It goes perfectly in this log cabin house, and it's like a statement floor that really coordinates with all the other wood elements in this house. That desk over there, again, Dollar Tree that I painted, and these little minis I just kind of had in my stash. I absolutely love this living room. I made the plant in the back with an old faux plant that I had in the house. I just put some rocks in there. I decided not to paint the vase or the pot because I really liked it natural. So let me get the best angle here. That fireplace in the back is, I feel like this video doesn't even do it justice of how unbelievably adorable it is. It's a picture frame that I got at Walmart that is actual real bark that I cut in half. It was a 5x7 frame, or maybe it was an 8x10, but I cut it in half. I put stone paper in the back, and it just looks like and feels like a real fireplace. And again, if you've seen my videos, you know I'm obsessed with texture. I like having real texture in a house. It just elevates the entire dollhouse. I feel like whatever is on the market right now, it's all plastic. It doesn't have that real homey feel to it. So texture is so important, like these pillows, the bed linens, everything here, the natural wood, the macrame. Texture is everything when it comes to imaginative play. So back to, we'll come in this way. Back here, the piano was part of like a big dollhouse lot that I had thrifted. It's perfect calico critter size. I left the bench yellow because it just ties all the yellow in that's in the house. You can see the yellow throughout the house. I really like to make sure that every floor has touches of the same color so that it all looks cohesive. Again, that frame, that cabin frame was part of that Christmas ornament frame collection. And I just loved the A-frame cabin. I thought it was a great piece of art. Originally, I was going to, and I've done this before, I was going to take a family picture of the dolls and then frame it and put it over the fireplace. But I chose not to for this house because I was thinking, what if down the line you lose the dolls and you can't purchase them again, which I've seen happen with a lot of calico critters that get retired. I didn't want then you have this random hedgehog family picture over the fireplace and there's like squirrels living in the house. So I decided not to put a family picture over the fireplace, but I found this perfect A-frame cabin with all the colors, obviously because it comes from the same collection, the Trail Mix from Simple Stories. And I grounded it with a pot holder, or not a pot holder, a trivet, right? Is that what that's called? The thing you put the pot on when it's hot? Right there. And the fish bowl. How cute can you see the fish? Hold on. Let's see if we can focus on this because, yes, it's a little resin fish bowl with a fish in it. And it's yellow, so it works. All right. My favorite room in the house is the kitchen. I spend so much time on kitchens because I feel like the kitchen is the heart of the home. And this right here is the kitchen of your woodland dreams. So let's take a look. I decided to use tile paper so that it really just separates the kitchen from the living room and the entryway. Even though it is really an open floor plan, I wanted to ground the kitchen. So we've got a tile paper here. The table is just the most precious thing ever. I used 2 napkin rings for the base. I used a wooden coaster for the table. I didn't use the tree round because I felt that I needed something a little bit bigger, and this coaster was bigger in diameter to fit the 5 bowls, but I still wanted to keep it wood to keep that woodland feel. The chargers are just little round pieces that I bought at the hobby shop. And the bowls are acorn caps that I just sourced from outside. Sourced, that sounds so like, I sourced them. No, I literally just went in the backyard and was like, oh, these will work. I trimmed the tops off and I made the bowls. How precious. The spoons I glued to the table because those are tiny and they'll get lost. The chairs or the stools are just those little, what do you call them? Place card holders. So the slit I just put on the bottom and you don't even know that they were place card holders. How cute. I decided to paint some of the items with that desert cactus, like the hutch and the whole kitchen unit, but keep the oven and the refrigerator that purplish pink color because I don't like when everything's matchy-matchy. I like when it looks like, pieces have been found and collected over generations, and that gives it that true country woodland feel to it. And I feel like I nailed it with this kitchen because it just coordinates so well. The kitchen unit itself, I went to Hobby Lobby where they had this tiny cabinet, the set of drawers in natural wood. So I painted it and then I glued them all together to make one long kitchen unit. I topped it with contact paper, marble contact paper, and I used a real ceramic sink, not a real sink, but a ceramic sink because it really just gives it that classy look instead of, using like a bottle cap or something. The ceramic sink is a little expensive. It was, I believe, $4 and change. And I know that doesn't sound expensive, but trust me, all this stuff can really add up. But it's worth it. Like you need that sink in there to make this kitchen look and feel very real. The mixers from Timo, this little coffee grinder and pot. How cute is that? I got that in a home ball from Miniverse. Cutting board. You've got a pink pan back there that I got from Hobby Lobby. And on the hutch, we have those wooden spoons that came from Timo. And again, all these cabinets open up. The drawers open up for fun times playing. The refrigerator opens up. The oven opens up. I glued in the cans and those things back there and the rolling pin because those would all get lost over time. So at least they'll stay there, but you can take these out. And I'll include an extra rolling pin, probably in one of the drawers so that you can still have one to play with. But this, we want to keep these things from getting lost, and everything else, it just came together. Overall, I have to say, and I know I say this with every house, but this is one of my favorite houses that I've ever made. Some of the choices that I made for this house, like using 3 different types of textured papers, the stone, the log, and the bark, I think are what add to its charm. Again, keeping it cohesive with one collection of paper. The kayak back there actually came from the Five Below in a Zoe doll collection. I forgot to mention that. I'm absolutely in love with this house. You can get those tap lights on Amazon. I put a little burlap ribbon around it. So, cute it up. That's not even a phrase, but the tap lights add to the house. You can't have a house without them. Yeah, this house was probably one of the more expensive houses to make, but I might be taking a break from making dollhouses for a while just because I'm onto some other crafty things, and I really just poured myself into it, thinking it might be my last. I say that, but who knows? If you have any questions about how the house was made or materials or where you can get the materials, as always, just drop a line in the comments and I will tell you where I got things and I'll help you find them yourself. Happy crafting, and may you have a doll of a time. Bye.